Hi, this is Debon, and I'm doing my vlog for Education563. The question is, am I a digital immigrant or am I a digital native? Well, by definition, I am a digital immigrant because I was born before 1980, so Prinsky would put me in that category. However, I feel sort of more like a digital native, being my digital literacy skills that I have built throughout my life. In the early 1980s, when I was in elementary school, I was teaching Commodore 64 and Apple IIe computer games to my classmates. In the mid-1980s, we already had a personal computer in my house and a dot matrix printer, and my mom even had a car phone. By the 90s, when I was getting ready to graduate high school and go on to college, I got myself an analog cell phone that had no internet use, and I started to kind of look into internet usage a little bit more. But mostly I used a computer for word processing my schoolwork. Primarily all my research was done in the school library, and I still use the library and books today for all of my studies, so you could say I'm still pretty much digital immigrant. By the late 1990s, early 2000s, I was beginning to teach, and I received a tablet laptop computer in the classroom. Most classrooms generally had an overhead projector, a TV screen, and our school happened to have a computer lab where we would take groups of kids over to work on computer games and learning tools. In the early 2000s, I got a smart board in my classroom that I would use for teaching with. My kids would engage with it using these active votes where they could take quizzes on the smart board. And at home, I was using dial-up internet services where you had to purchase a certain amount of hours on America Online, but still primarily myself and my students using books for research. By 2010, in my classroom, I'm using my smartboard on a daily basis. In about 2008, I got my first iPhone and was learning how to search the internet on it and doing that regularly. I have wired desktop PCs in my classroom and some laptops that their students are sharing and collaborating with. So today, 2015, my classroom is a blended learning classroom where it's a mix of traditional teaching methods and technology teaching. All my students have their own Google accounts where we use Google Apps for education, such as Docs and Slides and Forms, so that they can collaborate with me and other students with their learnings. We use lots of interactive learning websites like First in Math, MobyMax, Newsella, and Read Theory. I have my students use their Chromebooks each day, every day for certain assignments. They use a learner's management system. I've used Haiku and Google Classroom where they can access all the tools that they need for their lessons for the day when they're working independently and individually. Also using internet a lot for research, along with books still, to access those higher depths of knowledge projects where the kids are using varied resources. I use multimedia in my classroom each day. The kids are accessing guru collections from their personal devices, and I'm also showing them on my smartboard. And using engagement tools also like Plickers and Actively Learn really help the kids to enjoy technology. So pretty much at this point, all kids have some sort of device in their hand. At school, they all have a Chromebook. At home, they might have a smartphone, and some have computer access in the homes. So bottom line is, I'm still a digital immigrant with my foot still in the door of the old school ways. I will always enjoy books, and I always will have kids learn from books, but I'm also open to the change that's occurring, and myself and my students will use technology to learn from, and I'm working on finding lots of interesting and fun ways to engage my students with their learning through technology. So I'm a digital immigrant, they're digital natives. We'll have to find a happy medium. Thanks for listening to my vlog. Have a great day. Peace.